Oh,
Turn off
God.
your fan.
Now recording. Welcome to the Believe You Don't podcast, where a baby back bitch named Kiwi is joined. Hey,
Hey, baby back bitch in the house.
Welcome back.
Tro Craig, why you been off lately? God dang, bro, just slacking on your job and shit. Craig, y'all ever watch the movie Friday?
Do you have why? You know I don't watch movies.
He does. He
Well, I
does
know
not take.
two cinephiles do.
What is Friday? Like Freaky Friday?
Oh my god,
No,
no!
it's just Friday. Yeah, I don't know what it is though.
The movie Friday with Ice Cube.
No.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. You should go watch it. The second one's okay.
Questionable.
Third one is questionable. They
Oh,
definitely
there's
should make
more than
there's-
one.
Yes.
Is it Friday, Saturday,
No.
Sunday?
No, it's Friday, next Friday, and the Friday after, or something like that.
That's dumb.
Yeah, they progressively get worse.
It's
So,
better than Friday 2, and Friday 3. I'll give him that much. I'll give him that. That's pretty good. That's pretty
That's
good.
you
crazy.
know, Rebecca Black has turned around her life now and is actually a good artist. Although
She still makes music?
She does, but she really uses her sex appeal now that she's not 13 and making shitty music.
Gotcha.
So
Why do you know this?
it randomly popped up and I sent it to Rack. I'm like, how does she still exist making music at
So-
that?
So you're telling me you're actually going out of your way to go listen to her music?
I bang Friday all the time, bro, and Saturday too. On Fridays and Saturdays sometimes.
He double dips some weeks. He's really spoiling himself.
It's a banger, bro. Friday's one of the best songs ever put out there.
Damn.
I need to start like watching whatever. Like you got Nickelback on there this week. Like
Hell
what
yeah,
the
dude.
fuck?
You know, I am embarrassed
I'm
to
gonna-
say that
I'm-
didn't like, or no, sorry. I was one of the ones that hid behind Nickelback back in the day because it was just cool to not like Nickelback. Nickelback bangs, bro.
I'm gonna start screenshotting or gazoing or snipping tooling what you're listening to, and I'm gonna shit on you.
My Discover Weekly playlist and my release radar is so terrible now because Ollie wants to listen to freaking Mufasa soundtrack and Lion King soundtrack all the time. So I have so many musical songs. Don't you dare. Down. I hate you. Nickelback is awesome, okay? Although they did come out with a song a couple years ago called San Quentin about the obviously San Quentin jail and shit, and it's horrible because they're in there like release me from San Quentin. It's so stupid. But the old Nickelback is great. It's great. Donkey listens to Nickelback. I know he does.
Sure do.
The only thing Donkey listens to is female singers.
Nickelback
It's not
could
true
be-
lately, but sure.
All right, Donkey likes hard rap.
Ooh.
Only NF. That's literally it.
Ooh.
And Post Malone, I
NF
guess.
is
If he's
great.
Post Malone, if
Hey,
he still
not-
counts
not
as rap.
country. He's full country now, bruh.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean he's pretty country.
Donkey doesn't even send me any
I wouldn't
music anymore.
I wouldn't say he's country, but like he sings that type for
He's
some reason
country
now.
adjacent.
Yeah, basically. He looks like he's on crack still. But funny thing is, the last Jade and I went and saw him in concert, and 2 weeks after that is when the world shut down, at least in America, for COVID.
So are you saying that the two are related to each other? That was like
Probably. I mean,
it's like total causation.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I should go see him again, and then we'll have COVID 2.0.
Shit.
Although, what is it? The smallpox is happening right now, or something like that.
Yeah, it's because all the illegals that had no vaccines came over here.
True.
True.
So who watched the 8-hour Avengers Doomsday reveal?
They literally tweeted out saying that this isn't even the full cast.
Yeah, I don't.
They have another one that's going to come out. They just
How long
trying to
was the
finalize
actual
deals.
reveal?
It was like
8 hours.
8 hours. I was a guess, but it was at least 7, 8 hours.
No, what? Shut the fuck up. How? What?
It
What
was
does that
over
even mean?
that original thing was over 50 actors, and they said there's going to be more.
That just
The
that just
budget alone, they're estimating it to be $450 million for this new Avengers.
That just makes me think of them dragging out the NFL draft for like 3 or 4
Well,
days.
Each seat was 10 minutes longer or some shit like that.
Yeah, it kept getting longer and longer though. Like I was watching it and I saw the first one come out about 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna get them pretty quick. And then the next one, about 20-ish, and then they just didn't have any pattern whatsoever. It was dumb.
What was
really
this? Like, what was this reveal? It was like
All the
scenes-
actors who are going to be like the entire cast of what's going to be in
Doomsday.
Avengers
And what?
Doomsday.
They were just interviewing them, or
No,
like, what
just literally their name on a chair.
And then Robert
That's
Downey
it.
Jr. showed up the last one.
and this took 7 hours to do.
They played basically every time they revealed somebody. I think they played like their music or something. It was different music every time.
Damn.
I'm not sure why it took 8 hours to do that. They could just maybe send out a tweet of like, I didn't look at the ending number of people who was actually watching it. I'm sure it was thousands.
275 million people.
Oh shit. Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
It tripled Deadpool's thing, and Deadpool was
So
the record before.
Then I take back everything I've said about Doomsday, because I'm sitting here, fucking almost what? We're literally closer to having to be 10 years since fucking Endgame and Infinity War came out than we are being closer to them being released at this point.
They start
And
filming in April for
Yeah.
Doomsday, and it comes out next year.
but like, I'm literally like, oh yeah, there's no way that these fuckers are gonna catch lightning twice in a bottle. And now you're telling me that 275 fucking million people watched Chairs
Yep.
for 7 hours?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna not eat my shoe, and I'm just gonna say, yeah, okay, they're gonna catch lightning twice, because that's fucking insane.
Did they say who Jean Grey is yet?
Sadie Sink.
Why did they keep changing her? They already had a good Jean Grey. I'm not saying this, whatever
They're probably gonna have both.
Whoever the Sansa person was, she better stay
She's
the
not
hell
going to be there.
away from that, because they'll just ruin the hell out of her. The previous one, that Jean Grey was great. But Sadie Sink, fuck that. That's gonna be the same garbage.
Yeah, I think this was Sadie Sink.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never seen it, so couldn't tell you.
Wait, you never watched? Wait. He never watched Stranger Things.
No, he
I've
hasn't.
never seen a single second of
You
it.
watch like everything with your brother. How did the hell have
We
you
still haven't
watched
finished
that?
Andor, so no.
Oh my god!
Well, the second season comes out next week or two.
Yeah.
That's
All that matters is Cyclops is back, and everyone loves Cyclops, except him being a little bitch in one of the movies. But anyways,
Yeah, he's going to be hanging out with Rocket because he always hangs out with an animal.
Yeah, that was funny. I saw a meme about him. He's been with
With the bug,
Sonic,
the bunny,
yeah,
the Easter bunny, Sonic, and something else. And now he's going to be with
James
Rocket.
Marsden has one of the most fascinating careers to me as an actor. He's like I don't even want to compare him to like Keanu Reeves and like freaking what's his name, Nick Cage, because like it's not quite that in terms of its eclecticness, but like this is a bitch who plays Teddy in Westworld, which is probably one of his best roles, and then he's like, oh yeah, I also play in Garfield and Sonic and all these weird CGI animal movies. Like, yeah, Yeah, and then to start like his first real breakout as like a known name was obviously a Cyclops, and it's like, and then that didn't go anywhere for him, and it's like, what the hell's going on?
That's because they gutted the hell out of X-Men.
It's because it's Fox.
That too.
I don't understand how this has to be a 3-hour movie at that for it
No,
to
it's-
fit
It's
everybody
gonna be
in there.
Part 1, Part 2, and then Part 3. What do you expect?
That's true.
Yeah,
what do you think it's gonna be? If anything, it'd be like
Infinity
6 hours.
War-
We're like, oh,
And
hey,
brother.
Infinity War and Endgame made sense because they did. That was an actual. It's just like been a bunch of movies since Endgame, and now it's just like Doomsday. Oh shit, we got something. We'll just throw every actor in there.
they got like,
It's
well, they
just
got
the
like
biggest
three.
everybody.
They got like 3 series in it. What the hell do you expect? Avengers has a shitload of people. X-Men has a shitload of people. Like, what else you want them to do? You gotta have to show all the villains too. You can't just be like, you can't just make the villain a big bitch. Doctor Doom better be smacking people down left and right.
I didn't think it'd be possible to be like, oh yeah, 14 years after we started doing like Part 1, Part 2 movies, now we're gonna have Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 movies. Like, if that really becomes the new trend after this, I'll fucking kill myself. Okay.
Hey, you ready for the Doomsday trilogy?
Yeah. Holy shit. Like,
least-
as if though these stories really merit that much screen time. Like, yeah. Yeah. hmm
Well, I mean, we've completely forgot about King, so it's just let's just.
They'll bring him back. Have you seen his new movie that he's coming out with? Like he's playing like bodybuilder.
I mean, that makes sense. The dude's ripped
He's-
as hell.
He is
Maybe
batshit
that should be
insane
his
in the
wife.
movie.
In game.
All the charges were literally dropped against.
I thought it got brought up again.
I mean,
I'm pretty
they
sure it
couldn't. You can't. That would be double indemnity. You
I'm
can't
not-
do that.
But they didn't go to actual trial, did they?
No, he got convicted guilty of something.
But then, yeah, I'm pretty sure they settled out of court, and then later it was something was dropped, and it's just like
No.
Well, either way,
inconclusive.
his Marvel days are unfortunately over.
They'll bring
I
him
mean,
back.
who knows? Because, like, I mean, granted, again, I'm gonna eat. I'm eating my words here and saying that like Doomsday was not gonna be anything, and now maybe it really is gonna be something. But like, I don't know. He was great. I love Jonathan Majors. He was like fantastic as Kang in every version of it except for Ant-Man. Because what the fuck was that movie? I don't even know. The third one.
Yeah, Manther was pretty.
That was
tragic.
They just used that to
trash.
show him.
Throwing
was it.
shit at the wall.
But like, but yeah, but it's like what? This is phases 4, 5, and 6 now coming to a common. Who like? Can anyone tell me what the story is? Like the meta narrative, like the way that
Well,
you
it
could
was
for the
Kang.
first saga. You can't.
It
doesn't
was Kang,
exist.
but
How?
well,
He's in
Ant-Man
Loki
3,
and Ant-Man 3. That was it. Every other movie, there's no tie-in. There's no like post credits with like, oh yeah, Kang. I mean, I guess Spider-Man, the third one. But other than that, like, it's not the same thing of like, oh yeah, Thanos and the Infinity Stones. Like that was set up pretty much.
somebody
probably-
did make a good theory point. Are they intentionally doing the Avenger? If you actually look at it, the Avenger logos have been a different color of the Infinity Stones. Like Doomsday's green.
Sure.
Now, obviously, it could just be that they are, but knowing Feige, maybe that would have to mean though the next after Doomsday would have to be orange, which what is that? That's not reality. Reality's
That's
red.
time.
Reality is red.
No, not time. That's Soul. That's the Soul Stone.
Yeah, Soul, and that's the last one that he got. So
No, was it? No. The last
Was-
one he got was the Yellowstone, wasn't it? From
The Thanos
Vision?
got?
Yeah, he Vision Stone was the last stone.
Yeah, the Vision Stone was technically the last
okay,
stone.
yeah. So, but that would just be very weird if the 6th Avengers movie is like the title is orange. They would I feel like,
Like,
they'd do something
well-
with him again.
But
Something.
why?
I don't know, but it's just
That's-
weird.
like especially after Loki, which again is a weird thing to talk about, like cross media narratives with what Marvel's doing, because it's like you're expecting people to watch movies, watch TV shows, and then have some kind of chronological sense of the story. But it's like the what are they called? The TVA, the Time
Yeah.
Variance Authority.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh yeah, we casually just carry Infinity Stones like in our pockets and in our drawers to like show like how insignificant that entire threat was. So it would be really weird for then Marvel to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring Infinity Stones back, because it's like, yeah, but they're kind of pretty irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, like comparatively speaking.
Yeah, I mean, Celestials didn't give a shit. Like, yeah, we'll wait a little bit longer.
Well, at least the Celestials got explained why it's in on Earth now.
Oh my god, did you guys
Captain
see?
America.
Did you guys see Captain America 3? Because that was a disaster.
You mean 4?
Sorry, 4, whatever the fuck. Yeah,
It's
that was
really-
horrible.
It's really good.
I liked it more than Civil War.
You're just
Yeah.
wrong.
Nah.
We're not
Can't
here to argue. Anyways, I don't know what we're talking about. I'm gonna give you an update on the Fantasy Critic. Kiwi sucks dick. He's in first place somehow. I'm
10
second.
points, 10 points, not a lot, not a big lead, okay?
You know what's great about this though? We all just took points from Spatchy.
Basically,
Yeah.
Matt's third, Donkey's fourth with only 12 points. I don't
I'm
know how
in.
you have.
How far behind
0.29.
am I you though? How far behind am I?
10.
Yeah, okay. So they ain't over till the fat lady sings. That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
projected first though. You're still projected third. So
Yeah, well, whatever. Those projections can eat my butt.
Tro.
Has anyone started watching Daredevil?
I started the first episode, something major happened. I'm like, holy shit, this doesn't make sense. And then I saw a slight, I guess a spoiler, I don't know, that somebody would be back and shit. And I was just like, what? But I haven't gone back. Apparently, it's already broken Loki's records in terms of watched.
I watched
crazy.
one episode and it felt like ass.
I tried watching it. I just got bored, so I stopped watching it.
Yeah,
Well.
that's the first episode's awful.
I was like, okay, well,
I need to. I still.
I'm
haven't
not
watched
going
it.
back to watch the rest of the seasons from Netflix because I just don't care. So
They were wonderful though.
yeah, I don't care.
Nah.
I'll
Once
watch Punisher all the time. I will not. I don't care about Daredevil.
I watched the first season of Daredevil, and like once they brought that like ninja kid in on like the boat with the
Spoilers,
shipping,
bro.
with the shipping containers. I remember that's all I remember. Some vague thing like that. I was like, oh, I'm out. Like this is getting too weird. Like
All right. The Slodziak brothers don't like blind people. Got it.
yeah, I am
Oh, sorry, and Ninja Kids.
I'm ableist as fuck, and I have self hatred as a fellow blind person. So yeah, you got me. You got it.
I don't know. I just bored. I don't know. I'll go back and try it again, but
He's been
True.
retrying everything. It's wild. Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna give like all these movies from Marvel that I hated a second shot, and I'm like, you're fucking insane.
some of them
And
passed.
every
Man.
single time, he's like, oh yeah, it held up, or oh yeah, this was better on a second viewing. He literally said that about Captain Marvel. I was like, I'm gonna punch a fucking dog right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I was surprised also, dude.
Peter
That
will
one
support
that one shocked
man.
me.
like
Well,
get
you
the
like
fuck
the-
out.
I didn't say it's like a
Plus-
I didn't say it's like an A+ movie. I just said it passed, so it's like a C. You know,
Mm.
it's not like I'm gonna watch it again.
2025 D's
But you-
pass.
But you
So-
did
It
watch it.
do.
again,
I
so
did
I'm
watch it,
confused.
yeah, because I wanted to give it a second try to see, hey, maybe this is better.
I've always questioned your movie taste.
True. I mean,
I may
not
Spatchy
watch
Spatchy
many,
likes the Marvels because he's fucking
I
stupid.
didn't say
Well,
You
it
literally
was
said
great.
you liked it. You said you
I
liked it.
said it was
You said you
okay.
liked it. I fell
I
asleep and
said-
woke up to cats eating.
Oh my
people.
god, it was hilarious. I walked in on him like asleep.
The Flurgans was awesome. Okay.
And then I had to rewind it, and I watched half the movie with him, and I lost so many brain cells that I will never get back.
It was a mistake. It truly was a fucking mistake watching that movie. I regretted every second of it. I passed
What
out,
movie
woke up, said,
were
"What
we
the fuck just
comparing?
happened?"
We
Huh?
were comparing two different movies, and I said it was just
You
as
said
good.
you liked it. You're dumb.
I said it was
You're
okay. It was
dumb.
okay. You're dumb because you don't like Civil War and
Did you
Endgame.
like no, did you like holy shit, Multiverse of Madness?
No, I mean I
Oh,
thought it was
fuck
okay.
that,
In
bro.
the
You're
movie,
dumb.
in the movies, I was
Dumb.
like, why are they doing this? This doesn't make sense. It was an okay movie.
No. There was no redeeming
The
qualities.
concept of
Okay,
it
let
was
him talk.
pretty good, but
Concept.
here's my thing, and why anyone, and maybe even you like Daredevil because not Daredevil, but Deadpool. Deadpool as a movie is good. I'm glad Ryan Reynolds got his second shot and shit like that. Second Deadpool, it's the exact same movie. It's stupid. It just doesn't pass.
Well, the second Deadpool I didn't like
I
the
don't
first time I watched
disagree.
it.
The newest Deadpool, I think the only reason it got that much hype is because of all the extra characters. It's not Deadpool. It's not just Deadpool being introduced into Marvel and shit. It was because of all the other characters, including Wolverine, the alternate people and the nostalgic people, Blade, spoilers, Blade and shit, getting put in there. It was much better compared to Multiverse of Madness, yes, of those characters getting crossed and shit. But I still think it was an okay movie. It's not the worst Marvel movie by far. It just they were trying to pack in a lot of shit, and it still made no sense that it was multiverse, and they went through all the multiverses in a split second just to get to one.
Hey, at least they did it better than fucking Star Spangled Banner fucking Star Power Lady.
Star Power Lady?
Multiverse of Madness.
America
Chavez. Let me
Oh, yeah,
fucking
it's
shoot
like
some stars out.
She's never even gonna get shown again. It's just wasted characters at this point.
Well, no, she's in Doomsday, isn't she?
She's in Doomsday.
Oh, cool. So she's just magically been around for the last 5 years doing nothing?
I mean, sounds like Captain Marvel. When she literally just randomly disappears and she's back. Oh, hey.
She goes to different universes, though, and shit. It travels across space. That's okay. She's not going to just zip, zip, zip and show up every time.
Yeah, but it's too easy.
I mean, you're right. But still. Deadpool was a great movie. I came out deaf because something.
Oh, their audio was fucked. No, it wasn't just you. It was everything.
It was ridiculous how just insane my head was ringing after the first scene. But it was still a great movie. But like I said,
there was a lot of plot holes that I started thinking about later. I was like, oh, damn it.
So they will never be able to go back because they don't have one story to stick to. They're trying to build off the last. And it's impossible to keep up with. That's why I assume that they're doing Doomsday to hopefully reset everything. Unfortunately. But we'll see.
Just waiting for Iron Man 4 coming.
Please don't. Just let him die in.
You do know after he dies is Doomsday because he's just going to get killed immediately. He's literally going to come back as Iron Man.
Call him Dr. Doom, not Doomsday.
Whatever.
Yeah, very different characters.
My bad. Not reincarnated fucking Superman body thing.
True. How y'all think the new Superman movie is going to be? Just everyone's not a fan of this new guy, and he's like the smallest Superman ever, apparently.
What do you mean? That trailer got huge public reaction, did not?
No, people are flaming it all the time.
Like I said, he's also, I think, if you look at the statue of people, he's one of the smallest people to play Superman, which doesn't make sense.
I mean, Henry Cavill's always going to be my Superman, so.
True.
I mean,
the movie is goated. I literally watched.
Reeves, I feel like, was about the same size as this guy. No,
I think Reeves was like 6'3" or something.
Oh, he's like actually shorter. Like he's his height, not just his stature.
Yeah,
got it.
I thought first Berserker Kazan got over an 80. I guess it fell.
Yeah, I guess it fell.
Damn.
It
Oh
will
my
never
God.
be as bad as Snow White.
Okay, yeah, well, I
Yeah,
don't know what they're doing. Like
Uh.
Disney just needs to.
66% drop off for the second weekend.
It
Disney-
has a worst IMDb rating. Have y'all ever watched the live action Dragon Ball movie?
No.
Dude, I love that movie. What do you
Okay,
mean?
okay.
It looks jank, but look at the time it came out. Look, and then
It
look
doesn't
at the
matter. You could never make a live action Dragon Ball movie. It's
Piccolo.
horrible.
And it has a worse rating than that.
Yes, it fell. Dragon Ball was like a 2.4. I think Snow White fell to like a 1 point something.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution has a 2.5.
Oh my
Doesn't
God.
Snow White have like a 2.1?
No, it's in the ones, I'm pretty sure.
It's in the ones now? Oh my god.
Snow White currently has how was it? 1.6.
Exactly.
Please,
when you
Disney,
take-
stop
when you
making
take-
this garbage.
When you take everything that made Snow White, you might as well just made an animated one and touched it up because it'd probably
Yes.
still do fine. This is you have some like disgusting looking human as Snow White who's a crazy. You have Gal Gadot who honestly they probably should have
Can't
switched.
act.
Well, she can't act, but they might as well just
She can't act
switch
for
roles
shit.
and it might have been okay. But
It's
even
Yeah.
then, it's like you took all the like you
You got
didn't even make Snow
CGI
White.
demented gnomes
Well,
Yeah.
as the dwarves.
they
Peter
changed like
Dinklage apparently is the one who convinced them to not do that.
Yeah, which that's mind blowing to me.
Yeah,
Like-
that he didn't want
It's
actual.
like, yeah, like you don't. Okay, like I get it. Like you don't want the typecasting, but it's like, okay, but that's made that's.
Well,
that
no,
was a
wasn't he
perfect
upset
opportunity.
that they literally took tall people and were making him that, and they didn't get actual people
No.
with dwarfism?
No,
think
because
he
those
wa-
tall people are the fucking roaming bandits in the movie. Apparently, those were. I thought the same thing because I was like, oh yeah, wasn't the whole thing that it was like he was upset that they didn't cast dwarfish people, and then it was like no, those people weren't even ever cast to be the dwarves. They're the bandits, and that's the famous picture of them like frolicking in the field together. It's like the black guy,
Yeah.
the ginger, and like a bunch of other ones. They're like in 3 scenes in the movie, completely
Fantastic.
irrelevant. So yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. Like when does the money bleeding from their pockets start to tell them that they should stop doing what they're doing? Like Disney is not knocking them out of the park right now, and they haven't been for a while. Like this has been a true slump probably since Endgame. Like with a few hits to pick up here and there. But like yeah, I don't know. You would think that like yeah, money talks the most and Bob Iger listens to money. And that's what blows my mind the most about him. It's like he's not like a DEI like woke person, at least not as far as my understanding of him goes. So it's like really weird that he's like, well, let's just double down on this. Especially after it was like the reevaluation for the TV shows at the studio where it was like, oh yeah, we need to slash all the Marvel budgets down by 50% because these are overinflated budgets for the TV show and the TV shows are not making the type of money that that the movies are bringing in because you're not paying for ticket prices and people are obviously sharing passwords and everything. So it's just like, yeah, but I don't know. It's like how much more do they need to hemorrhage and before they're like, oh well, maybe this is not the correct business model and people don't actually want this. Like, I don't know, because it's like. They didn't even make a profit off of Star Wars. Do you understand that? They have not recouped the costs for buying that franchise. Not at all. They still they've lost money on that.
I don't know. Isn't Disney all crazy woke liberal people anyways? Like, because it's
I
all
mean,
California at this
yes.
point.
I mean, they're
In the
like
past
that's definitely a
few
prevalent
years,
part of
they've
it.
definitely changed. Yeah.
But I'm saying like Bob Iger and that type of leadership at the top, like they don't have any kind of allegiance to that. Like they're gonna blow where the wind blows, and it's like, okay, well the wind is now blowing against you. Like this isn't like like again, Snow White's a weird example because I don't think it's the result of like cancel culture necessarily from like people that would that the media tries to present as like conservative, because it's like I just think people in general are fed up with this bullshit of like, oh yeah, like we have to just like completely modernize and destroy. Like look at the reception that Lord of the Rings is getting, or what's the TV show
Rings of
called? Rings of Power.
I mean, they
Like,
completely botched that shit in season 2. So
yeah, but like that's what I'm talking about. It's like people are like just even regular people are getting tired of that. Where it's just like, okay, like this isn't even good. This doesn't even stand on its own two legs within the context of its own storytelling. Like we did watch the first season, and for what it was okay. Like, is it Lord of the Rings to me? No, not really. Especially, I've never read the Silmarillions, but I've read all the Lord of the Rings books, and I was like, yeah, definitely didn't catch it the way that like the original trilogy did. And then we gave the pilot for the second season an honest try, and literally within like the first 15 minutes. I stopped watching because I was like, oh, it's like the logic of the show isn't even holding up under its own, like its own world building and its own storytelling that it did in the first season. Like it completely retconned and contradicted stuff, and I was like, cool, so I'm out.
I
Like,
didn't know we had symbiotes in Lord of the Rings.
yeah, exactly. And like, why would Sauron need to convince fucking orcs to follow him? And why do orcs have feelings? And they're like, oh well, I have a wife and a kid, and I don't want to go to war anymore. Like, what? That's not Tolkien at all. They like that's just some woke baby bullshit. That's like, oh yeah, we can't become bio-essentialists, right? It's the same thing that's happening in D&D right now, where it's like, oh, we can't have evil races anymore because that's going to offend people, and people are more complex than that. And it's like, yes, everyone understands that, but like that's always been a part of the D&D universe. That's always been part of Tolkien. Like, literally, orcs are bred for war. They were genetically engineered to kill things and to not like be good in the moralistic sense. And it's like, okay, and because that somehow offends these people's sensibilities, and they're basically writing their own fan fiction and then pretending like it's, and then selling it as if though it's something else. Like, I think that's the most insulting thing. It's the same thing that happened to Witcher. Like, if any of you watched the Netflix show, like that was an abomination. It was like these people, you've never heard of any of the writers, the showrunner. Like, they haven't done anything to earn your viewership, but they're pretending like, oh yeah, we're the best thing since sliced bread, and you should definitely respect us. And like, it's a joke. Like, oh my god, I can't even with it. Like, what? There's 3 seasons of Witcher, right, Chris?
Yup, and the 4th one's coming out.
Yeah, but like the second to last episode is like a whole thing with Ciri, and she's in the desert because she gets like jettisoned away from like the magic tower while Geralt, is doing his shit over there, and the whole episode is just like an elliptical experience where she just keeps like repeating herself and like doing the same thing over and over again. But it's like, it's that type of thing in a story has been done so much better in so many different like media, and then it's just horrible. And if you listen to the writers, they're just jacking themselves off while they talk about that episode. They're like, the guy who wrote that episode is literally like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever written. And I'm like, this would literally fail a like screenwriting 101 class. But somehow this got made into a TV show and in a real episode, and this guy's like bragging about it like it's the best thing. And it's like, it's demented. It's like, no one cares.
True.
You didn't even watch the ending, the last episodes.
No, I literally left
I
at the second
suffered
to last
through that.
episode.
I suffered.
You had one more episode, and you were like, "Oh, I'll finish it." And I was like, "No, I'm out." Like, I was already out like halfway through that season, but I was like, "I'll at least finish it just to say I did it." And then that episode happened, and I was like, "Nah, this is just insulting my intelligence and the intelligence of any other like regular human being who's not the people on this show who wrote this and produced it." Like, what's her name? Lauren. What's the showrunner's name? Hold on. Her name is like
I
Lauren
don't know.
Hammerschmidt. Hold on. Witcher, Netflix.
You're gonna get us sued,
right.
Matt.
Oh, they're totally gonna come for us.
Lauren Schmidt Hisrich. That's her name. You've never heard of her before that show. I can guarantee you. Never fucking heard of her.
I don't even remember the name.
And you know why? Because she's nobody. Because her husband is somebody, though. Her husband is Michael Hisrich. And Michael Hisrich was the executive producer for fucking West Wing back in the 90s and Shameless. And he's the name. So he pulled strings at Netflix and is like, "Hey, my wife wants to make a show. Let her do it." And they were like, "Okay, Michael, we'll do it." Not on the like she didn't earn that role. She's not produced anything of merit that would have been like, "Yeah, we should trust you with this IP and we should trust you with the writing." Like, no. Like, imagine like if that was Christopher Nolan, I would be like, "Oh yeah, sign me up," because he's already earned my respect as a storyteller, right? And or even if you don't know the name of a writer, but you're like, "Oh, but that was a really good movie," and you found out that that's the writer who's in charge of something, you probably feel a lot better than that, as opposed to Lauren Schmidt Hisrich. Who, again, you look at her fucking filmography, and you're like, I've never seen or heard of any of these projects. Like, and that's not because she's a woman. I'm just gonna say that, just so, so no one twists my words. It's not because she's a woman that her husband had to get this for. It's because she's talentless. And that's the problem. And we keep giving these projects to talentless people because of their skin color or their gender. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I agree with him, though. It's because she's a woman.
And now we're canceled. Goodbye, Shadow Legends.
Damn, Shadow Legends is gonna hit me up, bro.
No, it's like all media currently is all just ruined because of that. It's instead of like, it's like if you look at shows, it's like, you know why Reacher does so well, aside from the books actually being decent, is the fact that it's a toxic man. It doesn't matter, like, you have other characters in it, but you can be toxic. Like, he goes up and just beats the shit out of people. Doesn't give a fuck what happens. But at the end of the day, when they take all that and they basically just like gut it, you're left with, okay, well, you're a guy now. Oh, but you're not the main character. The woman over there is the main character now. She could be either just white or a different race, but she's the main character and you're not. You're just side character, and that's what everything's turned into. So like it's like all the TV shows. They all just took those roles and just like gutted the hell out of them. Like if you're actually like a good male actor and you were the lead, yeah, they pitched your ass because they didn't want that anymore.
I think it's even worse than that, though. I don't even think it's like the sidelining that's the problem. Like, obviously that's a part of it, but I think it's the fact that men have just become the butt end of the joke and everything. Like, you look at something like Agatha all along, and like the way that they present men, or even inside of any Marvel movie, really, or the TV shows, like men are incompetent and useless, and it's the women who have to save the day. And it's just like it's a broader cultural trend. It's like we've overcorrected so much in the opposite direction over our lifetime of like, oh well, men and specifically white men dominated Hollywood for the past, I don't know, 80 years, and in the last 20, then it's been like, okay, well now we have to like majorly make up for the fact that that was the case, and then somehow sanitize that history and pretend like that wasn't the case to begin with. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I've talked about this recently with some people, but it's like I remember that was starting to happen in like the mid 2010s is when I started to notice that trend where I was like, oh, feminism is changing. Like, it's not the third wave feminism that I grew up with. It was about like, oh, this is about real equality and like making men and women better and not letting them like, like, and then it just became, no, it's just about being a girl boss, and it's like, and being a Mary Sue, and it's like, Okay, cool. Well, no one's gonna watch that, and no one likes that shit. Like again, Captain Marvel, I think, is like the perfect example, and Brie Larson as a person is a perfect example of that shit. She's insufferable, just like Rachel Zegler is for fucking Snow White. It's like this really like callous, like get the fuck away from me attitude, and it's like, yeah, okay, so we're getting the fuck away from you. Like you got what you wanted, you know? But it's supposed to be like empowering and all that, and it's like it's not. It's just off-putting, and it's not attractive in any sense of the word. Like not even in a sexualization way. It's just like no, this is just like no one wants to watch this because you're annoying and you're obnoxious and stuck up and righteous, and it's just like I don't know. It's horrible. But yeah, I don't know. Reacher to me is like, yeah, it's kind of a return to that masculine form. Like, but I think Reacher also has a lot of stuff going for him that's like you could consider positive masculinity, you know? And like I don't know. I think there's a lesson to be learned in the portrayal of him as a man in that who's still, you know, muscular, tough and athletic and but also has like moral values and cares about people and you know, isn't just like a totally stoic blob, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking I saw Donkey and Reacher. Just that massive. I don't know. He looked.
We haven't
wretched.
seen we haven't seen season 3 yet.
Oh come on!
Blame. It finally ended, so now we get to binge watch it. So.
Oh my god! Can you guys like? I've watched so many. Just
You don't even
huge
watch shit, and
TV
the
shows.
very few things you do watch is just out of nowhere.
Oh, you're right, but at the end of the day, like half the stuff is I'm watching anime, but like most of that's garbage now too. But yeah, I don't. Snow White failed solely because of the lead actress being just a crazy. You could have kept that story and everything fine too, but you let her get away too much. Where you should have just squelched the piss out of her.
Yeah, and they tried to at the end, like
It's too late. The damage was already done.
No,
Like,
it was,
you
yeah,
waited
but
too long.
it was like, oh, we're gonna cancel the London premiere. We're gonna like make sure that she doesn't say anything. Like, you know, it's just, and again, like to the point of talking about like whether this is a gender problem or not. It's like again, it's not because you look at the success of other shows like Arcane as a perfect example on Netflix. Like Beloved, as flawed as season 2 is. Like the first season, I still think is probably heralded as one of the best things that's ever been produced for television. And it's like the majority of that cast is leading women, but it's done well because it has a good story and good characters that aren't defined again by the fucking color of their skin or by the gender that they have. Like they're just characters. They're people that you can relate to and like cry with and laugh with and be sad with. And it's just like that's all people want. Like at the end of the day,
Now I want a Hulk twerking.
Yeah, but that was the craziest thing is like people trying to make that example, like, oh yeah, you just hate She-Hulk because she's a woman and all this stuff. It's like, no, I hate it because it's literally trash. Like, that's not even remotely the same thing. Has nothing. Like, she could be a guy doing the same thing, and I'd still be like, get this the fuck out of my head. Like, I don't.
Yo.
Like, I can't unsee, and I didn't even watch the show, guys. I heard it through the fucking wall as my brother watched it. And I've seen the twerking. No, don't worry. I've seen that clip. But then, like, what's the other line that she says on that show when she's having sex with Daredevil or something?
You don't need to discuss anything ever again about this show. Stop it.
I don't.
No,
I mean, I don't
but
remember. But
I think it's a relevant point though because it's such an absurd line, and it's just like, who the fuck wrote that? Like. Again, you can see them jacking themselves off in the writer's room, being like, oh my god, this is such a great line. Like, people are going to love it, you know? Like, I remember when my brother told me that line, again, I can't remember the exact words.
I did not watch this episode.
No, you definitely did.
I watched I watched up to episode 4 and tapped the fuck out. She had sex with some random dude who drew cards.
Oh, maybe that's it. But what did she say then? There's some ridiculous.
Brother, I don't remember. I'm trying to block this memory from my soul.
It was to the point where it was like it reminded me of like when Game of Thrones just started to go downhill. It's like when Jaime goes to rescue his daughter from the Sands, the Martells down in the south, and then before they leave, like they get like thrown in jail with him and Braun. And then one of the Sand Sisters like walks up to Braun and like shows her tits to him. And then she whispers in his ear and she's like, "You want a good girl, but you want a bad pussy." And I'm like, someone wrote that. Like someone wrote that line. And then someone read that line. And then someone was like, "You know what? I'm going to approve this line." And then the actress read that line and she didn't challenge it. And then she said the line. And then they saw that line. And then the director recorded that line, and then it was in the editing room. And at no point at any of those stages did they go.
You are peaking, my friend.
Okay. At no point at any of those stages during production development or fucking post production did someone go, "You know what? Maybe we should cut this. This is a pretty stupid thing to put in the show." Like, who the fuck wrote that line, and why? Like, oh my god, like. That was, but it was the equivalent of that. I remembered whatever it was in She-Hulk was the equivalent of that in terms of the quality and like the absolute like barbarity of it. And it was just like, okay, cool. Like, I'm just gonna hold that up as Exhibit A and be like, this is why it sucks. Like, I don't have to get into any other thing about the show, but this is why it sucks.
Just want to let everyone know. She-Hulk, the TV show, was Donkey's favorite TV show ever.
You're an idiot.
Stop it. And did you hear the thing that the actress said too? The lead who plays She-Hulk, what she said about Deadpool? She was like, "Oh, I was the first character to break the fourth wall in Marvel."
Because Deadpool it wasn't part of it yet.
Because technically, Deadpool was Fox before the third one. And I'm like, that is such a weird flex to try to make. And like, anyone can see how transparently false that is and how stupid of a statement that is. And it's just like, yeah. And it's like, you would hope that maybe the actress was smarter than the character, but apparently not the case. So, because you're going to say something as stupid as that. And it's like, no, you did not fucking do it first. Okay. You're not a trendsetter. And no one gives a shit that you did it. Like, because you did it poorly, you know? But you can't say that. She's a woman.
What have we learned about this? Matt hates women.
Yep.
Wow.
That's it.
You ever play Final Fantasy X? It's goated. Kiwi's a baby back bitch.
When we get a
It's a great episode. I really like this episode.
We're never gonna get a remake, bitch. Just play the game.
Getting it. No, we're just getting it. I know we're getting it. No one wants 9.
Okay.
No one wants 6.
What we've learned about in this episode is everybody's just wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah, it's just like you'd like Endgame.
There's a reason that in the movies that have made the most money, 2 of them
Overhyped garbage.
Oh, right, yep. How can you overhype something and somebody pay money for it over $1 billion worth?
You went like 5 times.
Okay, yeah, I made a difference. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. If everyone does that, guess what? That's a lot of money.
I mean, I just want to know who goes to a movie 5 times.
I mean, his movie tickets are like $2 a pop. So
we're by myself. So,
and honestly, Spatchy's not even the only person I've heard doing that. Like other people in my life also went to see Endgame like 5 times, and I was also
goated.
No, do people have nothing better to do?
I
than
guess
go sit at the movies multiple times. It's like, oh my god, maybe I'll see something different this 5th time.
Let me ask you a better question.
It's the same
Let
thing.
Let me ask you a better question.
What?
I'm not going to ask. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
no, do it. Say it.
Ask it.
Hey, you coward.
Yeah, you can't bring it up and then not do it.
Say it. You hurt my feelings.
How's your anime doing? Trash, because it's fucking trash.
No, what? What are you gonna say?
Are you gonna carry me Monster Hunter or what?
When are you gonna tell me to play it? Huh? Wait,
I'm
literally told you
right now.
Well, what good does that help me right now?
I actually don't need your help at all because this is the easiest Monster Hunter game in the world. So
you won't need my help until probably an expansion where you're gonna get rocked.
Probably. Okay, solo and shit as a light bow gun is pretty hard. Okay, certain monster. I take that back. Certain monsters in certain areas. Arkfeld in the ice and shit, easy. But anytime he's placed in a freaking 3x4 wall, it's just stupid.
Nah,
I
my
can't
hard
do
monster
anything.
is Gormagala.
Gore is pretty stupid. Yeah.
I say hard lightly. It's just he can whoop you. But other than that, yeah.
I'm actually already pretty done with the build that I would want, so I don't know what extra to do.
Just wait for more monsters.
Yeah.
I think it
That's
comes
a-
out this week. So, well,
Yeah.
Arc Temperance doesn't.
Just Metsuzune or whatever, right?
That and the last boss, Hunter Rank
Oh,
Gear comes out. Or High
so
Rank Gear
is-
comes
yeah.
out.
It's pretty odd that they re-releasing it.
What do you mean?
The final boss, whatever.
Well, yeah, it's because you couldn't fight it again.
Yeah.
I think they didn't want people getting spoiled or something. I don't know.
There's so many things wrong with this game, but yet it's still amazing.
I agree.
Yeah. What is wrong with Capcom and big numbers though? I'm tired of shooting like 1s and 20s and shit. I want to see WoW numbers of like thousands.
No, you don't want to see that because that doesn't really matter because
Yes, it does. It hurts my penis to see 1s, Kiwi.
Well, when you have an actual like level of balance to it, and you know what number you normally hit, when you hit a big ass number, then you're like, oh my god, big damage. 'Cause
Man, my
that's just
big
how
number
everyone's brain works.
30's
If
cool.
100, if WoW was literally the highest damage you could do is say 200 damage. If I'm hitting like 100 damage, I'm like, well, this is getting better. And if I hit somehow a 200 damage, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs because I just did max damage.
No,
Yeah,
if I
man.
see
Goes up there and
100
hits
as
ones
the
all the
base
time.
damage, and then I see a 200, I'm just
Maybe.
depressed because it's
What do you
so
mean?
small.
Just because it's a small number
It's a
doesn't
small
matter.
number. Small number bad. Small
you-
number bad.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
fire the
small
neurons of
penis
the
When you
brain.
still- when you
Big
still
penis
compare that
It
damage.
does not fire the
damage-
monkey neurons of the brain. It's bad.
Big
Hey,
penis.
Small number
wait,
bad.
I got this. Yeah, you fix that. I'll make it do 200 damage, and then it'll be rainbow glitter and real big and
No,
explode
that's dumb.
all around
That's
it.
fine.
No one
Obviously,
wants
big
that.
numbers were cool.
Stupid
lettering.
bitches.
I want big number.
I'm happy your bear DPS.
It's
is
dog
ass.
shit. It's dog shit. Bears are dog shit. Please rework this entire class.
Literally, the only thing I had to talk about was the update on Fantasy Critic. Maybe
Well, this
Monster
episode's
Hunter,
already better than that. So
and
That's 'cause
and
Matt
to
has
talk
the
about the
ability to,
race.
go into detail and stuff, but we can't do that.
I see big numbers, dude. Big damn. What do you think about the race of WoW? Did
The
anybody
last
watch
boss
it?
Boring.
it's
Obviously.
disappointing.
Yeah,
I want them to suffer for like 3 weeks.
you're
Okay,
just
no.
wrong.
I
But
do too, dude. I
no,
still,
we don't need
brother.
them to suffer
I
for
still
3 weeks.
remember. I still remember Ragnaros Cataclysm. That was
Yeah,
the epitome of
Matt,
race. back
people
then.
weren't raiding 16 hours a day
Yeah,
for a
if you put-
month.
But-
These people back then, they wouldn't last as long.
But the problem
The,
is,
the raid would have been done in a day.
if they balanced better, if the classes were balanced better, and you couldn't make it so you could get
Well, you
infinite.
can't do that.
gear,
5 Windwalkers. Go.
You make it so you can't class stack. Get
Yeah,
fucked.
I mean,
like,
I said that a long time ago. I said that they should also do what Destiny has,
there's a
where
lot
they
of
the week 1 where you are item level capped, so it doesn't matter what your gear is. You're just scaled down,
and that's exactly
so that you
what
could just
they're
go
doing by
do
now.
your shit. You don't have to do 1,000 splits.
Because what's the point of the race is it just comes down to who does more splits, and honestly, whose strategy's better, then who gets luckier. Because
No, it's who can watch the videos of the other guild first, and then
to waste
do the
less
strat.
time.
yeah. Unless you like Gallywix and it dies in 100 pulls, you're like, wait, what?
World First just isn't the same anymore. It's just boring to watch. Like, yeah, seeing the boss fights is neat, but then it's just like, all right, you guys have died here 100 times. I'm sort of over this.
No, I mean that's whatever. I just the splits needs to go.
Yeah, but that'll never happen. That could never happen.
I mean, they could solve it pretty easily.
Could you
if they
imagine
just
if they were
got
streaming? Well, yeah, but they didn't. Method didn't really world first stream. What was the freaking Kill Jaden?
No.
Right? Could you imagine watching Kill Jaden pulls? What? How many did they end up having?
500 something. Or 700?
500. No, I
700,
thought it
no.
was like it was like close to 1,000 or something.
It wasn't
I know
1,000,
that-
no.
I know
The,
the Asian
the
guild,
Chinese
whenever-
guild was over like 1,300.
Yeah, but they just look at the boss, pull it, don't even say anything, just keep or try
Yeah,
to
they
talk
just
during.
brute force. Yeah.
That's what Max was talking about. He's like, because there was some kind of drama between him and Preach and shit like that, but they were talking about the Asian guild maybe being closer, and he's like, nah, they don't think about anything, they just pull the boss.
Yup. No, the only guild that if they rated like Liquid and all that would be Fat Shark, yes. It used to be Pieces also, but Pieces doesn't exist anymore. But Fat Shark, yes. Even Max today said if they actually competed, we would be in trouble.
What? I
And
mean,
what-
maybe they just don't have enough.
They just don't care. They don't want to go for it. That's the thing. They don't care for world first rating. But
Well, I mean,
if
what's
they
the
actually
real-
competed, they would
But who
they
is
would
that?
compete. It's a European guild.
I
don't know
thought they
what
were on
country.
Mal'Ganis.
No, Fat Shark, yes, is European.
Who am I thinking on? Mal'Ganis?
Instant
The other, like-
Dollars is
yeah,
X.
Instant.
It's literally X Liquid people. It's the same people.
Nice.
They just don't want to go for world first anymore.
I mean, I understand. There's just thousands of hours but it sounds like Liquid makes hella money off of World First compared
Yeah.
to like Echo.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Echo going back to Method. To be honest.
Well, Scriper just had his like 10th baby. I'm sure
It's his second
This-
child.
this man's bald. He needs to give it up. If they keep losing, they just need to retire. I'm sure Gingy's just, pumping iron after they get world second and wanting to beat somebody in game. But yeah, I watched a little of it. It was a lot of the fights were boring. The only one I really cared about was the one where they got they lost their power. That looked like what's his face in Siege of Orgrimmar.
What are you talking about?
The boss that looks like what's his face in Siege of Orgrimmar on the belts and shit.
Oh, Siege
Black
Crafter?
Fuse?
Yeah.
Siege
Yeah,
Crafter?
Blackfuse, but
yeah.
who was in this raid? One of
Sprocket.
them, Sprocket. That looked like a fun ass fight. But yeah, Gallywix looked dumb as shit. To have 100 pulls is just ridiculous. It's regardless of how hard it is, complex it should never be less than any other boss in the raid.
The Styx and Muggsy were the two hardest bosses. One Arm Bandit fell over like it was nothing.
Do you really think that there was actually supposed to be a true mythic phase and they just didn't turn it on?
No.
That's what Preach was trying to say, that they
No,
the
Preach is just a
triggers-
crybaby bitch.
Yeah.
All that video was him trying to cope.
He's just pissed off that Echo keeps losing.
Yeah.
The Americans have taken over. We're number one again.
No, that whole video was action and embarrassment. It should have never come out. That was stupid. Like, just call it a loss. GG's go next. You shouldn't even have won Fyrak if we're gonna go off that. Because they won by a bug. The boss should not have died. They got hit by the mechanic, which should have wiped the entire raid, but it did not because the particle fucking pixel did not go through the servers because server lag, and they didn't wipe for it. But technically, yeah, they should have wiped on Fyrak. It would not have counted.
Maybe Method, Echo, and Liquid should just not participate for the first 2 weeks until all the bugs are actually fixed, and then they go in and just clear everything. Because everybody else may not make it that far. Like Fat Shark, yes, they could possibly be world first or whatever. But if it's truly that hard at the end, what it should be, and the bugs will be finally fixed and stuff, then they could actually do it without testing the bosses for Blizzard.
Blizzard just needs to get an internal team to test again.
True.
Yeah, well, that's tough when you fucking fire everybody that worked in QA. So,
Yeah.
because
True.
Bobby Kotick needed a bigger parachute. So,
When's he buying TikTok?
Yeah, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen? Because that deadline's coming up. I was asking
Yeah.
you that earlier. It's like, is Trump gonna just extend it again? Can he do that, or is TikTok going away again? What's up? Does
Yeah,
Mr.
well,
Beast
that-
get TikTok?
We
Does
just need to
Facebook
get
get
rid-
TikTok?
We need to keep TikTok. It's very
Get rid of it, it's
informative.
fucking AIDS. No, they're just trash. All those videos are trash.
Anime's trash, but we keep that around.
There are levels of anime that are trash, and some are okay.
You're not okay.
Well, I just compromised with you because I did call most anime or some anime trash.
Yeah, you're garbage. Shut up. April coming up. Remember South of Midnight. Remember Claire Obscure. Is anybody playing First Berserker?
No, I watched Display some of it. It looks okay. People say it's like Sekiro and Neo.
Yes. Oh, see, right there. Right there.
Sakura
guys.
2-1.
Never. Just play Elden Ring for the love of God. It's on sale.
Dum Dum Kiwi.
It's
Yeah,
on
on the
sale.
PlayStation. Yeah.
I can't be blamed for this.
Well, Jordan's not doing anything, right? Well, he's got Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I think he's doing that right now.
Well, it's not on Steam, is it?
What,
Did any of you
Valorant?
play Lies of P?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Good.
The expansion comes out in summer. Going to be great.
It's interesting that they chose Timothy Chalamet to be the main character.
Donkey, so you don't want to play Night Rain?
What? I mean, I would rather play normal Elden Ring.
Why would you rather play normal? We're gonna hate ourselves.
I like how he's even suggesting that he's even gonna fucking do that when he doesn't play anything except for World of Warcraft.
That's
That's bullshit. I
What
play
are we
Repo,
what
and
the fuck are we talking about? Like,
that's true.
I asked him to play PoE 2, and he's like, "Not enough changes. I hate you, Kiwi."
There is not enough changes.
there aren't enough changes. I agree with
Is there ever enough changes in World of Warcraft?
that.
Tell me right now, what are you doing in World?
How's your Legends of Dragoon treating you? Oh wait,
I
it came
beat
out
it.
40 years ago.
That's
And it's
fine.
never coming back.
Still a go to game.
You know how you stick it to him? Hey, where's Dino Crisis, baby?
Oh my god.
It's fine. I watch. What's his
It
face?
doesn't matter because
Speed
Dino
Run.
Crisis is never coming back.
It's because Capcom is a bunch of bitches and they're stupid. Watch. God, what's his name? He's a Resident Evil. No, it's a Resident Evil. Yes, Bach. He's a Resident Evil streamer, and whenever he plays, like he was just streaming Resident Evil 3, he was playing the Japanese version for whatever reason. He was using Regina from Dino Crisis because he also wants Dino Crisis remake. Because
And I don't.
obviously a lot of people want it because it's a freaking good game. Capcom, you dumb bitches, quit making shit and make Dino Crisis.
I'd
No
rather
one
have
gets
more
paid.
Ace Attorney games than Dino Crisis.
Jesus Christ. You've made your money off of freaking Monster Hunter.
You know, you
Please.
had Spetchy, you had Dino Crisis. It was called Exoprimal and it failed. Dino Crisis is dead. No one wants dinosaurs.
I think he's crying.
I know he's getting mad.
Dinosaurs and time travel. Let's go.
Time travel to freaking murder Kiwi in game.
Wait, what do you mean in game? Bring it
Yeah, in-game.
on. My 7-year-old self could probably take you.
True. I'll light boga in your ass. I'll shoot you with my ones.
I mean, it's the same thing with any kind of like major remake too, right? Like fucking Knights of the Old Republic. Like, how long is that going to be dangled in front of people? Like,
Oh,
it's
isn't
like
that shit dead?
that's the thing though. Like, it genuinely dies and then comes back to life, and it's just like, okay, well, this would be, I don't know, this would be worth it in my
And
opinion.
the last
but-
thing I heard about is that they're going to rewrite like
Yeah, that-
the
when you told me
controversial
that,
shit
that
that
pissed me
was
off.
weird. I was like, don't.
I mean,
You're gonna
on
ruin it.
your own Fantasy Critic, it still has release date for 2025 or later. Estimated.
Or later. Yep.
I can't. I
But
can't
like,
wait to see
what
what
controversy?
IMG's
Like,
price
what's
comes.
controversial? Like,
You can't say things anymore, Matt.
yeah, I know, because we live in a fucking woke, censored world.
You know what? Not woke. Kiwi playing Final Fantasy X.
I mean, what's wrong with Final Fantasy X?
There's nothing wrong with it. You never beat it.
I was in the grinding phase and I just got lazy.
Oh my god, this man.
I think I had like maybe
How
like
many
This
hours?
man
weapons.
grinded
How many hours have you put into Monster Hunter Wilds?
honor levels.
Where is it?
I'm gonna guess you've tripled my numbers, and I've played it a lot.
What are your numbers?
Hold on. I must turn on my PS5 real quick.
I heard the beep.
I do too.
I'm surprised Matt's not playing. Why aren't you playing Monster Hunter?
It's
just
not in my
waiting.
budget right now, so I can't.
Sales
I'd love
insane.
to.
You're not really missing anything. Like it's a good game, but like it's way too easy.
It's
Yeah,
not-
I've heard that.
I
It's
don't
like it's way too easy, Spatchy. Like I'm okay with stuff being easy, but like there's no punishing things. Like very few monsters do anything. Most of
There's
it's
still
like,
a lot of dumbass shit. That
Well, I
happens
agree,
in
but
this game.
a lot of the stuff just like shrug it off. All right, you got a full party. All right, go stun lock it. Go CC it to death, and then it just sort of sits there like on the ground flopping like a magic carp, and then it dies. And that's basically how every fight usually is.
Golding. 47 hours.
All right, I'm at 74.7.
Oh, that surprises me. I really thought that you'd be over 100.
There's nothing to do is the problem.
I understand. 74 hours. So I'm pretty sure I beat Final Fantasy X. That was one of my higher Final Fantasy games besides 7 Rebirth. I'm pretty sure I did everything at about 120. So if you put
Okay,
same
well,
effort into it,
I
you would be
don't know
right
what
around.
my time is because I probably left it on, but mine says 112.
Okay, then you're already close.
No, because that was I played it once and I restarted, and I don't remember when I restarted. So
And the bad thing is, I didn't even go. I didn't even get all the legendary weapons or the whatever they're called.
you didn't 100% it.
Yes, I'm not gonna 100% because Lulu's is just unquestionable that I'm not even try. There's no point. She's a pointless character. Of
I mean,
Kamari's pointless. Orin's pointless.
When you say 100%, that means you did everything. And if you don't
I
have
did.
your weapons,
I did.
as you're not
But you know what?
100%.
I beat the Dark Aeons. I beat the hardest shit in the game. That's all that matters.
No, the hardest shit in that game is dodging those 1,000 lightning bolts or whatever the fuck it is.
I mean, you're right. That is the hardest part, but that doesn't count. When you beat Penance, you let me know.
Oh my god. I'll let you know.
Well, you got nothing to do right now.
Did you guys play Baldur's Gate? I forget.
I did.
Kiwi did.
Did you like it?
Oh, I thought it was great.
Donkey's gonna play since he
Played with him.
keeps
Played with
claiming it as the game of the year for the next 3 years.
It is the game of the year. They deserve
played
every
with-
fucking reward because everyone else is trash.
Back with Jordan and his two friends. I enjoyed it. I wish they
gonna
made an
replay it with
expansion, but
With the new one.
what
with
the
the new classes?
subclasses?
Oh, I finally saw a breakdown for it from like a streamer that I found, and holy crap, it looks fantastic. But they just pushed back the release date
Oh, for Clash Raid?
because apparently there's a lot of bugs and they are not happy with the quality, so they're like, we can't.
Imagine a
release
game
this.
delaying a game
Well,
because
we
they're
need
not
to fire
happy.
these guys. This is just stupid.
I know, unbelievable. Delaying for the quality of the gamers' experience. Crazy.
Bullshit. Release that shit right
Crazy.
now. Don't care.
But yeah, I mean, like the standout classes to me are like Shadow Magic Sorcerer is just gonna change the whole meta of the game, if you can even call it that. But like Psychic Damage is gonna come back as like one of the top damage for like solo like honor mode runs or anything like that. Like it's like Booming Blade as a cantrip and Shadow Blade as a second level spell that you can upcast. Like fucking busted. Giant Barbarian looks fun as shit. That's gonna be crazy. The new druid, the star druid, Circle of Stars looks dope. Where you can turn into like different constellations instead of doing like a beast. And then I'm trying to think what else there was that I really liked. I mean, they're all good subclasses, like as far as like picking it from D&D. But yeah, just like
drunken fist.
drunken,
drunken master or whatever.
Drunk Master, yeah, and they homebrewed a lot of it too, which is I think the really important thing. And the homebrew specifically is what really makes it like all of those things a compelling offering, because it's like they're just fixing a lot of the flaws that those subclasses had in regular D&D 5e, and I think it's a shame again that like because of the way of how shitty Hasbro is, like D&D won't be able to like adopt those changes in the core game, and then Lorien can't do other things that they should be able to do because Hasbro's just like, no, we don't want you to do that. So
I think I saw it might have been like a month ago, maybe it was a little longer than that, where someone was showing off all the classes and what they did and everything. And a lot of them looked good, but a lot of them just seemed like really weak as piss.
yeah,
There were
I
a
mean,
couple good ones that were strong, but a lot of it was like, okay, well, like, what does this do? I
yeah,
was watching the Swashbuckler because you know how I only play rogues, and it's like, all right, well, you threw some sand at them, and then you did a little more damage. It's like, all right, what else do you do? I think they had one. I think the Swashbuckler can make it so they could always sneak attack.
yeah, as long as you're within like 1.5 meters of an enemy, you always have advantage, and that gives you sneak attack. But that's just Swashbuckler in general. Like, it wasn't an exciting subclass to begin with. And I guess they didn't find a way to homebrew it to make it any more exciting. So
They could have changed it last time I watched it, but I don't know. But yeah, a lot of I mean, I'm surprised they're still even supporting the damn game, because most developers would have pitched that shit after they put out a couple of patches that fixed everything.
yeah,
Wish Donkey would play.
I wish my friends would play Final Fantasy games.
damn,
Yeah, it's too weeb. Sorry.
that's tough.
I mean, I actually play Final Fantasy games.
No,
but,
you
like,
don't. You're a bitch.
16 doesn't look good enough, and at the end of the day,
16 is a great game.
it looked okay. Sorry, it looks good, but like it's those battles just look like cinematics to me.
That's what they are. That's what it's for.
Now, if
You guys'
7 finally
standards
releases,
are just ridiculous.
7 needs to release part 3, throw it on PC instantly, and I'll buy the whole trilogy and then play the shit out of it. But
You'll
you know,
probably
they
play
keep,
it before Jordan does. So
well, that's probably true. I don't know what Jordan really plays. I think he probably is playing Final Fantasy 14.
He's literally playing WoW.
Oh, he's on
He's
WoW. What the
literally
fuck?
playing WoW.
I hate my friends.
Holy
We're gonna
shit.
end this episode right now.
Yeah.
This is the Believe
He
Me Don't
literally plays
podcast
WoW.
where we don't do shit. Verdance come back this week. Have a great night.
No, we gotta talk about that first, though. Hold on a
Oh,
second.
we're not talking about this. This is gonna take
Oh my
45
God.
minutes. That will be another episode though. I can't wait for that one. Yeah, good episode.
Tune in next time when Spatch discusses how many times he got fucking hacked on.
You know, I'd rather have that. You know, that makes the game more interesting than just
We
getting
need John Wick to come back and just talk to him again.
I just, the hacks, as bad as it was back in the day, they were actually enjoyable to look at now. And it's better than just sweats, people thinking that they're gods of this game and the game just not being fun. So have a great night. Thank you for joining us. And remember, you continue to believe us.
Don't believe it if you do.
Good night.
Believe it.